Welcome to Walker's Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker, bringing you a review of this week's stock market. On Monday, markets surged at the open but gave back most gains by the end of the day as California closed all indoor dining, bars, museums, fitness clubs, and movie theaters as the state experienced a sharp uptick in coronavirus cases. Florida also announced over 15,000 new cases on Sunday, a record high for a single day in any U.S. state. Investors also waited for the release of second quarter earnings, and the tech sector was hit particularly hard as some recent high-flying stocks pulled back. The Nasdaq Composite finished 2.1% lower. On Tuesday, the Consumer Price Index for June rose 0.6% compared to the previous month's 0.1% drop. Markets continued rotating out of big tech stocks and into cyclicals, including energy, materials, and industrial sectors. Major banks were mixed after JP Morgan and Citigroup reported strong trading results, while Wells Fargo tanked after cutting its dividend and reporting a greater than expected loss. The Dow Industrials ended the day up 556 points, and the Nasdaq Composite rose almost 1%. After markets closed, Moderna reported that its COVID-19 vaccine produced antibodies in all 45 patients during its early-stage human trial. Gold increased 0.4% to $1,810 an ounce, its highest level in almost 9 years. On Wednesday, the Empire State Manufacturing Survey for July increased 17.4 points to 17.2, while import prices for June rose 1.4% and export prices also rose 1.4%. Industrial production for June rose 5.4%, and the EIA Petroleum Status Report for the week ending July 10th saw crude oil inventory decrease 7.5 million barrels. The previous day's news by Moderna's vaccine success, along with blowout earnings from Goldman Sachs, put some cheer in markets as stocks dependent on economic reopening soared. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 1.8% to $41.03 a barrel, and the Dow Industrials closed 227 points higher. On Thursday, jobless claims for the week ending July 11th were 1.3 million, slightly higher than expected, and retail sales for June grew 7.5%, beating expectations. However, with more states imposing economic shutdowns again, investors were worried about future retail sales growth. The housing market index for July increased 14 points to 72. The CDC notified cruise lines that no cruises from U.S. ports would be allowed through September, and cruise stocks fell sharply. Markets snapped a 4-day winning streak, with the Dow Industrials closing down 135 points and the Nasdaq Composite losing 0.7%. On Friday, housing starts for June increased 17% to an annualized 1.186 million units, and consumer sentiment for July declined 4.9 points to 73.2. At the open, markets continued to struggle as new coronavirus cases in the U.S. hit a record, and Netflix's disappointing quarterly earnings didn't help. This is Walker's Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker, and I'll see you again next week.